cloud first. All right, we are being live streamed.
All right, very good. All right, this is Dennis Lavley. I'm chairman of the Architectural Review Board, and I call this meeting to order on Thursday, October 12th, 2023 at 6:30. And would ask the staff to call the roll, if you would, please.
Okay, Member Jones, Chair Lavalley,
Here.
Member Ritter,
Here.
Member Parsons,
Here.
Alternate Ratterman, Alternate Bartlesmeyer, Council Member Clark,
Here.
and Commission Liaison Cohn. We have a quorum.
All right, very good. Thank you. You should have received the minutes of the September 14th draft meeting minutes. A motion would be in order to approve the minutes of the September 14th, 2023 meeting. Ms. Clark.
I move to approve.
Ms. Clark moves to approve. Is there a second?
I second.
Mr. Parsons seconds. Any additions or corrections? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. The minutes are approved. The next agenda item is to, I think, just review. Give me a minute while I look here. Review the agenda item for tonight's meeting. The only thing other than public comments is that we will have one case here tonight. Any changes to the agenda that anyone has? If not, we will proceed. The first request is, are there any public comments not related specifically to the item that we have on the agenda? And I'll check with the staff. I'm assuming none, but
it doesn't look like there are any other attendees other than
okay. All right. Wanted to be sure. You can see all of that from your end. Okay. Old business. I see nothing by way of old business on the agenda. So unless someone has something there that you want to call to our attention, we will pass over to that. We will now go to the new business, and I will call on Ms. Vipperto to read in the case, please.
Okay. Just a moment. Okay, this case is for J&B Wellness Company at 16962 Manchester Road. This is a review of an alteration in the form of a sliding glass window to the front elevation of an existing historic building built around 1890. According to the Wildwood Historic Business Inventory, it's associated with a new commercial business on a parcel of ground that's 0.57 acres in size and zoned C8 planned commercial and located within the Wildwood Town Center. And if you will bear with me, I have a brief presentation before we invite the presenter in to present on the case. I'm going to get my share screen up here. Okay, you are likely familiar with this area, even this particular building. It is located in the heart of Town Center along Manchester Road, also known as Historic Route 66. This area is primarily commercial, as you can see around this general vicinity, with some residential outlying it. It's surrounded by other businesses such as CrossFit and SSM Physical Therapy. Okay. As we zoom in, this property located at 16962 Manchester Road was previously the location of Fantastic Cakes and many, many other businesses, including the Wildwood City Hall at one point in time. It's one of the oldest buildings located in what was once known as Funk's Grove, long before it was Wildwood. This area and this building specifically have a pretty great historical significance, which is why I'm providing background on it to the Grover community. It was once the center of community gatherings, parades, picnics, and such. So it has witnessed over 170 years of commercial activity, however, has seen a bit of vacancy in recent years. So tonight we are here because we have a new business moving into this historical building in our town center. J&B Wellness is a quick service cafe with a focus on health and wellness. Tonight, they're requesting approval to replace the main window on the north side of the building. You can't actually see it in here, but this is the Wildwood Historic Building Survey for the property. The window would be to accommodate walk-up customers to the building. They're proposing a window the same size of what is currently there. And although we will let the applicant present their actual proposal, the window replacement, there are a few things that the department would like to note. The window replacement requires architectural review because it's an alteration to an exterior of a property located in town center. But it also has required review from the HPC because of the his historical significance in the age of the building. It should also be noted that this building is not actually on the historic register and therefore doesn't have an ordinance associated with it requiring a more strict review process. So this request was already reviewed by the Historic Preservation Commission on September 28th and was given unanimous approval, conditioned upon the addition of muntins to the window, which is now reflected on the proposal that you received in your packet. The department would also note that from our perspective, this is not a permanent alteration to the building. The proposed sliding glass window will fit into the same space of the existing window, and applicants have noted that they're willing to store the existing window of the building should it ever be, should anyone ever want to restore it back to you with that. And with that concludes the department's presentation. After the applicant's presentation, the Architectural Review Board will either need to approve with or without conditions, deny, or continue this application. And with that, I will turn this over to the applicant. Katie, if you wouldn't mind promoting him so that they can present their request. And let me stop my screen share. And Mr. McDermott, I do have available for your actual application with the photos and everything. If you needed me to do a screen share during your presentation, I'd be happy to.
Okay.
With that, I thank you very much.
Thank you. Will you go ahead and share it for me, please?
Yes, absolutely. If I can find it again. Okay. Let me. Would you like me to stop here?
Do you have the most recent one where it has the muttons in there? I can share my screen. I have it up.
Oh, okay. That maybe we will do that.
Yeah, let me see.
While he's doing that, can I just ask a question right away, which is, I should have looked this up. What is a mutton?
So it's it's similar to a mullion. It's a decorative feature on the window that kind of the crossbars. Oh, there we go. Right
Okay.
here.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I had no idea what the muttons were, what they are when they were saying to put them in the last meeting. And then I was like, oh, so the grid lines are like, yeah, they're called muttons.
I don't feel so bad now. Please proceed.
All right. So my name is Jacob McDermott. My wife and I started a health and wellness, kind of like a smoothie juice bar about 2 years ago. We have a current location, brick and mortar in Cottleville, Missouri, that's a little over a year old. Our main focus is on kind of like whole plant foods, foods with kind of like no processed ingredients. So we offer smoothies, smoothie bowls, cold pressed juices, toast, sandwiches, and we make our own treats in-house. And so we got connected with the owners of this building, Mike and Ava, earlier this year to, potentially move in and take over the Fantastic Cake space for our second location. And so we've actually joined the CrossFit gym. We've been there for about 4 or 5 months now. I've gotten to know the community there as well, and then started promoting our business there as well. And we want to bring our business on the corner right here and ultimately have kind of like a gathering cafe type space where people can come and meet and also get healthy foods. And so what we are proposing is replacing this window on the right with the window on the left. Same size, everything. We just are wanting to install kind of like a sliding serving window. So if you think of like ice cream places, when you walk up, they have a sliding glass window, and we want to have that. So people walking up and down Manchester, or people that are sitting outside, can just walk up, order, and then go sit back down, without having to physically come inside. And then, us having to go back outside to let them know their windows or their order is ready. And so last meeting, we presented it without the Muttons. So we got an updated design with the Muttons in there. They wanted the grid lines in there so it matches. If you see, all the other windows have those grid lines. So it makes sense to have these in there so you don't just have kind of like a blank full glass window that sticks out. So we added those in so it matches all of the other windows.
That conclude the presentation.
Yes.
Okay, questions of the applicant? Anyone? And I do not see any hands. Just a question, as you were mentioning seating outside, do you anticipate that there might be seating outside? Is there much of a porch there? I don't recall from when I was there before.
So if you see in that top picture, there's kind of that to the left of the window, there's a little patio right there. So we're going to have tables, a few tables there. And then the landlord is also in the works of building out kind of like a seating area to the left of the building. And so I believe that'll be, in the works soon, and probably will have to be presented to you all as well. So yeah, so there'll be seating outside right there on the patio, and then also kind of where that tree is over there.
Okay, thank you. And that was my question. Any question from anyone else on the board? Go ahead, Ms. Clark.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I was wondering about I can't really see the window on the other side of the doors, but is there a window that matches that window on the other side of those doors? And if so, would it be something we would, is it something that we should look at putting in the same appearance of window on that other side? I know that's for a different business now, but
That's still the same business. So that window in that top picture on the right, that right now Fantastic Cakes kind of has like a non-see-through sign there that says what her business is, and that goes directly into like the kitchen where there's tables and like a fridge and freezer.
I'm just looking at, having it look symmetric side to side.
I'll ask the staff, is there any ability to even propose that since it's already a business in place?
Sorry, I don't mute myself. Of course, there's always a possibility of doing it. It's just a matter of, the city isn't necessarily able to enforce that. And truth be told, given that all of the windows on the building have the Muttons, I would assume that behind the signage, in fact, you can kind of see it in this screen share that's up right now. You can kind of see that they're there. So I believe that, it looks like they're already there and wouldn't necessarily need to be replaced with that.
I guess I was just looking at the way it's laid out with the lower area is the lower 1, 2, 3, 4 squares at the bottom looks separate from the upper portion. So it makes it look a bit different than the window on the other side of the doors. Does that make sense?
I'm not sure. Like, I think from the zoomed in visual that he just provided, I think that the two windows look the same on either side of the doors.
Currently, but I'm saying with this new window.
Oh, so yes, the other side won't have the slide, the sliding glass window. And so it won't necessarily be symmetric, which is, I believe, part of the reason that the Historic Preservation Commission requested having the Muttons added on there so that they wouldn't stand out completely, with one window on the entire building not having the Muttons on it, as opposed to the similarity here. So it will be slightly different, but very similar to the window on the other side of the doors.
I guess I would ask the architects, on the board here, if, what do you think about that? The symmetry, and should it be a window that maybe doesn't have the sliding windows, but has a break there so that it looks the same?
We may also cover up that right window, kind of like how it is currently. So if you drive by it, you can't see the window at all. It's like I don't know if it's a sign or what she has in there that is kind of like, I guess a sign. So it's covering up the window, so you won't be able to even see the window.
If you'd like to stop sharing your screen, I actually have a street view
Okay.
that will show what it currently looks like. Maybe. No, wrong screen share.
Well, we can see that there's a sign in the window.
Oh, okay. Well, your screen was showing something different than what my screen was then, because my screen showed the old plans. Okay. I'll put it back up. Okay, very good.
Yeah,
So
it
you can
does.
see the street view there.
Yeah, you can see the sign on the other side, and then you can see the tables that Mr. McDermott was talking about as well. I mean, I guess it's from some previous occasion, but we can see the idea of what the tables might look like, but we can see the sign in the window.
Perfect.
Ms. Clark, did you have anything further you wanted to either share or ask, or?
Well, I suppose I would just leave it to you, to the architects to say if that sign comes down, should we have those windows appear to be the same with that bottom section separated from the top section?
Mr. Ritter?
Yes, it would not disturb me to see that sign be taken down and the windows be different, not significantly,
I'm good with
particularly
that.
if you're going to save the window.
So go ahead, Ms. Rivito.
Thank you. So that being said, again, because this business is only part of the building, I don't know the city's capabilities of actually enforcing that. Should this business leave and that sign come down, it would be a separate business. It would be a separate issue. It would be, it's again the same building owner, and it's a discussion that could be had, but I don't know that we could necessarily enforce that upon a new business that would come in.
Mr. Ritter?
Are they anticipating a new sign?
As far as Fantastic Cakes is concerned, or J&B Wellness,
J&B Wellness.
I would imagine that they would be seeking for signage on the building, but that would be a question for the applicant.
Yeah, so we are currently working on signage. I don't know if it's going to be the full extent of what she has there. But if the board wants us to have something like that or not have something like that, then we can easily do both.
Other questions, comments, observations from the board? Any discussion or anything further from the staff?
No, and not unless there are any questions for me. Thank you.
Well, it's up to the board to either approve with or without conditions, deny, or continue the application. So I guess the question is, what's the pleasure of the board? Mr. Ritter?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Mr. Ritter moves to approve. Is there a second?
I second.
Mr. Parsons seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Mr. Ritter, do you need to, your hand was still, okay. Are there any nays? If not, the ayes have it. The board has approved the application. Do we have any other items for this evening? Didn't think so. Our next meeting date would be November 9th, if that is needed, Thursday, November 9th. With that, I have no closing remarks. Does the staff have any other closing remarks?
I do not, but thank you.
A motion to adjourn would be in order. Ms. Clark moves to adjourn. I need a second, please.
I'll
Mr.
second.
Ritter, Mr. Parsons seconds. Mr. Ritter, do you have something? Do you want? No. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We are adjourned at 6:50. Is this quicker
Excellent.
than the last meeting? We were pretty quick
I feel
before.
it was very impressive, very impressive. And I would like to thank you all for accommodating our Zoom only meeting and for coming out this evening. And thank you, Mr. McDermott, and we will move on to your next steps.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you all.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
night.
staff, for putting this together.
Absolutely.
a good
Absolutely.
evening.
Thanks again.